Hello, everybody, and welcome to Techy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. My name is Heather White, and I am joined by Kim Kinchin and Nikki Laverne, and we are with Livingston Parish Schools
That's
in
me.
Louisiana. And today, Kim is going to kind of go over some frequently asked questions that deal with Google Classroom. So she has a little bit of a presentation she's going to go through. And then if you have any questions, please shoot them out in the chat. We will ask them of her so she can actually demonstrate it on the screen. And then you can also get a copy of her presentation in the notes on the YouTube. So without further ado, we will go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad y'all could join us. She's introduced me. I'm Kim Kinchin. I teach at Springfield Middle School, 7th and 8th grade science. I have used Google Classroom for probably at least the last 3 years. Just give you a brief introduction. I'd like to focus on how to log into it. Hopefully at this time of the year, you've already have some insight into this. So I'm open to any questions that you have. If you have any, just throw them out at any time and they'll let me know what they are and we can cover them since this is a frequently asked questions. The main point by this time, hopefully you've taught your students how to log in. If you have not, if you'll just give us a heads up on that, I'll pause here briefly. If not, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next section because like I said, this should be well underway by now. Okay. And if you still haven't figured out yet, you can access all your student login IDs at the bottom of Power School down here. This is the 1st through 7th hour of where I teach at. And at the very bottom, you see student logins ID report. You can get their information there if you're still having trouble locating that or finding it, especially when you have new students come in and they keep saying that can't get into the computer yet. You can log into there. You can click on that. You can actually see when they have the information and get it out to them quicker. So setting up your classroom. This is a brief review. You have your waffle and it looks like this. All right. This is one of my classrooms I've used in presentations. All you have to do is open on that, click on that, and you can actually go into your classroom right here. I have my students actually bookmark this and log. I have them log in through Chrome because you have to log into Chrome to get to your classroom. So I have them bookmark it. So every time they log into Chrome, it's already set up there because you never know whenever the app on the screen is going to work properly or not. Sometimes we have issues with that at my school anyway. But that way, when they have it bookmarked right there, they can get right into it. Okay. The next part, the other apps that are available to use in there, there's 5 main ones that I use. They're Drive because that's the equivalent of Microsoft OneDrive where you can save all your documents. And one thing really good with the Google, if you haven't figured it out yet, is it saves things automatically. I don't have to remind them, click save multiple times. Classroom. Also, we have the Docs, which is equivalent to Microsoft Word. Slides. I love slides because this is the most used one this year for me because I've been making interactive worksheets with the virtual students and using them in my classroom also with the students that are face-to-face because this is just, that was one of our Tech Week videos that you could also still access, but that was just a wonderful tip for me this year. And then forms, of course, this can be used for a wide variety of things, including quizzes. One big clue I'm not sure if you're aware of that might be new to you, any work that you have saved in Microsoft or in your OneDrive can be uploaded into your Google Drive and converted to a G Suite app. This is very easy to do, and if you need me to show you how to do that, today's a good day for that. Just let me know, and I can go over that with you now. We will first look at using Docs. So find the waffle sign in the top right-hand side of your header. Mine's right here beside my little Bitmoji. When you click on it, you'll see the Docs. It's a blue one like this. Okay. Open that up. and you'll see a rainbow colored plus sign, multicolored plus sign. Click on the plus sign, and when you open it, it'll say Untitled Docs. Click on where it says Untitled Docs. Let me show you what I'm talking about, just in case. Okay. Here's the little multicolored sign. Plus sign turns to a pencil. You click on it, see where it says Untitled Docs. I like to do that right away so I don't forget and end up with a ton of untitled docs that I have no idea what's on them. Okay, so just go ahead right now and type your name in right there and click. You have to click down here in the doc to get it to stay. If you don't, it's going to disappear, what you typed in there. Okay. Now on your untitled doc, take a moment and share how you've enjoyed your summer, or at this point, maybe tell us how you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday. Just give us 1 or 2 sentences. I hope you enjoyed it with your family and everybody stayed safe. Now, the cool thing, like I told you a while ago, that this will automatically save. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I close this, I don't have to click save, and you may be aware of this already, but like I said, I'm just review this unless you have something specific here. When I go back here to my drive that saves, and you're going to see a ton of stuff in my drive, so just bear with me. The first thing where I just did that, there's my title, Kim Kinchin, and I can open that up and I'm ready to go. If I had put it in a folder, I would just scroll down to the folder and open it up from there and go. Okay, so go ahead and get typed in how you enjoyed your holiday. Take a second to do that. And like I said, this will be saved in your Google Drive, and just leave it there. We're going to go back to it later. So you can go ahead and close it for the time being right now. All right, Google Drive, I just showed you a little bit about that. Again, find the waffle. I showed you where that was at just a second ago. You should see the document you just created when you open it up, like I showed you. So I'm going to scroll on through this kind of quickly. Unless you have a question, please throw the questions out. You can set up folders to organize your work just like in OneDrive. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Because I don't want to spend a lot of time on the folders. But right here where it says new, each time you want to put a folder in, you just click on that and it says folder. Let's say you want to upload a folder from a PowerPoint folder that you have already stored in Microsoft OneDrive. Just click on that and then you can go find it. Let's say class beginning of year. That's a good one. I can upload that whole folder just by clicking that. Okay. If I want to do just a single file, give it just a second. It's still. Okay. If I want to do just a single file in the same area, I'm sorry. I would go to File, Upload, and then I can upload a single document if I wanted to do it that way. All right, so let's go back over here. In the settings for the Google Drive, I kind of went over that with you just a little bit now, but there's more to that. If you have some specific questions, please throw that out. For instance, you can have shared drives. You can also look at which computers you have, and shared with me. That's a nice one because you can actually share things with other teachers, or they can share them with you and they show up here. Recent is a favorite of mine because it's what I've most recently, see, there's the one I just most recently did. And here's one that someone just recently shared with me. So if you're working on those, it's nice that they show up at the top so that you can have access to them quickly to continue to work on them. And usually that's what you're going to be assigning to your students. So it's nice that they're at the top. All right. Google Slides. Go to the waffle again, Google Slides. All right. So when you open up the Google Slides here it is. Open that up. Go ahead, please, and where it says Untitled Doc, put your first and last name. Okay, again, the multicolored thing here. And I want to, hold on one second. Let me get my name in. Briefly show you how you can turn this into a interactive worksheet. And I'm not going to go into all the details because, like I said, there's another video available on that. But I always change the layout to blank. And then go to page setup. Customize it to the size of the sheet. Or you can leave it like that if that's what size works for you, depending on what you're doing. Apply that, and it makes it long. Then you can choose, to add that to your theme so that whenever you go to the next slide, it'll be ready to go like that. Then you just drag and drop your stuff into this, okay? I'm going to show you one I've already got done real quick. And then if you have other questions about that, like I said, you could access that on through our Tech Week. We had that show up for you. I'm sorry, give me just a second. I went a little off task here. All right, here's one. So when the students access this, this is a real brief one. It was a station test, actually. They can actually go here and make it to 100% so they can see it better. And then they had to go into here and beside each number identify. This was one of my quizzes, which type of luster that mineral is displaying. So then they would click in here. Oh, sorry, still got it on Zoom. So then they would actually click in the box right here. And it's already set up, and then they could just type in their answer. In this case, it was like number 2. Okay. All right, go for it.
Hey, Kim, I have a question for you. The question is, how do I make an assignment I already have interactive in a Google slide?
Can they give me a little more detail on what kind of activity it is?
Let's say, what if it is just like a worksheet or something? Can you go over just real quick how to take that worksheet and put it in the slide?
I don't think I have one right available, but I can show you. I can just tell you how to do it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it can just be of a blank screen. It doesn't even really have to have anything on it.
So all you do here, let's say what you have to do, what you have set up already, is you go to, well, you have to actually insert the slide, what you want into this. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick. It shouldn't take me very long. Let's see. Just give me a second. Because you want to use a worksheet you've already had, is what I'm assuming, and then make it into a...
Right. Like if I had a PDF. So basically, how could I take any kind of PDF and make that interactive?
Well, you want to make it into a PNG first, okay?
And what's that?
It's a picture slide. It's a picture, save as a picture.
Okay.
But it'll be much easier to show them if I have an actual slide to put in there. So give me just half a second here, please.
Okay.
I'm going to use some notes. Okay. So here's my notes on plate tectonics. All right. So what I did with my notes on plate tectonics is I would open it up. Okay. And then I would actually take my snipping tool right here, the snip. Okay. And I would snip the part that I want to use. Let's just say it's this section right here. All right. And then I can copy that. Take it over to my slide. Let me start a new one. Or I can just, I don't want to mess this one up. Okay. Change my theme again to blank. And then I can paste that in here. All right. And now I just stretch it to meet the size that I want it to be. Okay. And you do the same thing with any worksheet you want to use. Okay. Now, once you have that in there, I don't want them to be able to move that around. Okay. So I go here to File, Download, PNG. You can do JPEG, but I was taught PNG, so I just always use that one. All right. And here it is down here. So now I want to insert a new slide. Make sure it's blank. I forgot to set that as my theme. And now I'm going to upload, go back to background, choose my image, because remember you downloaded it as a picture. Here's my downloads. There it is. Open it up. And now it's done. Now they can't click on it, move that all around. But I'm going to need to put some text boxes in there. So I go here, insert text box, drop that in there like that. I like to put a fill color in there because then they know that needs to be done. I put a border. I'm going to just choose black for right now. You can decorate it up as much as you like or as little as you like. Now, the easiest thing to do here is once you have that one made, well, I also go into it and see how that cursor's way down here? I go right here and I center it in the box. I usually make it like 12 fonts so it'll fit nicer because you want it to be legible because that, the point of them doing it. And I make sure it's the font I want. Because once I set that can't they could go in and change it, but the chances of them doing it are not likely. And whatever color you want that to be. Now, just Control C and copy that box, and then paste it ever how many times you want. Control V and paste it, and then you can just move that box and adjust it to fit over whichever blanks you have. Okay. Now this one's pretty elaborate. This is a pretty big. Most worksheets don't have this many lines and stuff to it. Okay. Heather, did that pretty much cover it or did something else?
No, that was perfect. I think that's exactly what they wanted to know.
Okay. And again, you can make it as pretty as you want. When you were back over, I go in and then I delete this slide. But if you wanted to, you could have made the background blue here or something to make it, more decorative. Right here, I could have changed the background, especially for your dyslexia children or children who have trouble with reading. And then you could have put your words into there with that blue background instead of the white. Okay. All right. Any other question on that? If not, I'll move on to the next thing.
I did get a question. It's not about that.
Okay.
It's on, just wanted to let you know what it is. I'm not sure what your next thing is the to-do list in Google Classroom. Can you kind of go over how that works and maybe how you use that list?
That's a very good question.
Workflow.
Okay, that's a really good question because especially get this out to your students and your parents of the students because they get at the beginning of the year that we didn't cover this well enough in my class because they were so confused on what was still due. So if you click as a teacher, if you click right here, you have a to review list. First of all, let me start from the teacher's point of view. The to review list allows you to see all your classes. Like it's still working to get over. I can actually pick my first hour class. And then it shows me what I need to go review. What do I still need to grade? See, grade it, returned, grade it, returned. So it shows me what I still need to do. All mine's been graded and they're all called up here. Okay. Probably should return this one. It may have been someone that was virtual. All right. This shows me what I've already done and reviewed. I did this yesterday when I was looking at it. So that shows me what I've already reviewed and taken care of. If you go to from a student's point of view, let's go back there. This is my first hour class. Let's see. Down here, here's some that I'm enrolled in. To do. Here's their to-do list. If they click on it, it shows all their classes, first of all. So if they need to specify specifically for your class, they could click on the down arrow and find your class. But here's what I like. This shows what's assigned. If they click on missing, it shows them what's missing in each one. And also what they've done. See, turned in, turned in, turned in. So that's really nice. On the other side too, if they're in their, specifically, this is my class, if they go to their class work, right in here on theirs, it says to do. Okay. And they can click on the to do just for your class, and it'll show just what they have done or not done in your class. So depending on what they or the parent wants to look at, they can look at it individually per class, or this to do would be up top on theirs, to do for the whole, every class. So that's really nice. I also like the calendar. See the Google Calendar right here? Because they can click on that. And theirs, it doesn't have that. I'll show you in just a second. On the calendar, and see, it shows which assignments are due and when. Now that's only if you put a due date on it though. If you don't put a due date on it, then it's not going to show up on the calendar. And mine's actually linked to my phone to where I get notifications for my assignments. Not when they turn them in, because it would be going crazy all the time, but when they're due. So it also helps me remember that. Okay. Any other questions about the to-do list or the calendar maybe?
Well, no, but you did just mention something that I think might be good to show everybody, because you said that you would be going crazy if you got all of those notifications.
Okay. Settings right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back. Make sure you caught that. Right there, that little wheel. Go to settings. Okay. And first of all, this is another thing I'd like to show y'all real quick. Remind me about that if I forget about the notifications. But look, I have hide notifications on my classwork stream, because if you don't hide the notifications, let me show you what it looks like with the attachments and the details. I hope none of my students are in there right now and freak out. Okay, so when they first log in, the first thing they see is their stream. Okay, this. So if they have all this stuff down here and they just see, like, if you don't have directions in here and they just see like the attachment or something, then they're going to click on the attachment and take off like this. Okay, this was a Zoom meeting, but sometimes it might just be a link. Oh, there we go. They'll just click on this and take off that without reading any of the directions. Okay, so if I train them to go into the class work tab, then when they click on it, for some reason my computer's going slow right now. Now the directions are more in their face, okay, along with what they have to click on. And I've even trained mine now to click on view assignment before they start anything. Simply because, let me show you from their point of view. It looks like this. And on this side over here on theirs, it has their work, says your work and create and it turn in and submit and all that's right here. Well, if they don't train them to click on view assignment, they may not ever figure out this turn in stuff here. Okay. And this is even a better view with the directions too. Look, it even tells you the points and the due date when they click on the view assignment. Okay. So let's go back to that with the notifications. Okay. Right here under settings. Now, you also can do it on your phone. Just turn off your notifications on your phone. But then you don't receive anything from Google Classroom.
I think the setting for the notifications are underneath the little hamburger menu on the left.
This one?
Yes. Like if you scroll down to the bottom.
Under settings, yeah.
That settings icon.
You're right. I'm sorry. There they are. See email, receive email notification. If you just turn that off. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
Okay. It helps you there. Or comments on your post. You don't want to receive those notifications, which kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, comments that mention you, private comments on work. I like that one the most, because that way they can talk directly to me without it showing up for everyone to see. Okay. Work and post from teachers. And you can read through this. You can see what I'm talking about, though. Class notifications, turn in emails. This is has been especially like I have like my principal in my Google Classrooms also, because they need to see your lesson plans. Well, they were receiving all these notifications too. So we had to show them how to go in and turn that off also, because they were receiving them from every teacher in the school, all their notifications. Can you imagine that if you thought yours was bad? All right. So I think that covers that. Any other questions on the notifications?
We are done with questions. We have a couple more minutes. If you have like one more thing you want to definitely point out to everybody before we sign off.
All right, real quick. The other thing that I would recommend is going into and looking at the Guardian emails. Okay. Underneath settings right here, this allows parents to actually be able to see right here, it says Guardian Summaries. You click here to allow parents to receive it, but then you have to go over here under the people and section there. But that shows you where you have to actually set it out and send it out to the parents. Okay. If you have any other questions, you know where to contact us, and just let us know.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much. Nikki and I are super excited that you were able to join us and share with us all of this information. Nikki, do you have anything you want to add?
No. Well, yes. One popular question we get is that how to put Google Classroom into the Clever accounts, which we have a tip sheet for that, and I believe it is going to be posted in the comments. So
yep, I can do that right now.
Good job.
I will get that and make sure that we get that posted, because once I sign out, I won't be able to. But all of our tip sheets can be found on the district website at www.lpsb.org. Underneath, let me.
What happened?
Well, I thought I froze, but I guess Heather froze. But I can still see her moving around. So all of our things, here she comes. She's going to come finish it up.
I was like, what? It just shut down. I was like, that's great. Anyway, did you tell them where to find it?
Yeah, it's on the website. You click on digital help, scroll down, teacher help, and then it says tip sheets.
Tip sheets.
There's a lot of good stuff there. So if you haven't checked out the website, please do.
Yeah, and it is a presentation that's embedded in there. So it's about 4 pages. So make sure you scroll through. Oh, that is like a lovely frozen picture of me on there. But again, thank y'all so much for joining us. And we will see you back again next week, same time, same place, where we will do some Google Forms with Amanda Jones from Live Oak Middle. So we will catch you then.
Bye. Thank you. Hey, Jessica.
Bye.
See you. Bye.